Well, I ain't there just yet. Yo, 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 what's up, fam? Welcome back to J Russ TV. We back with the live stream video, man. Know it's been a little minute, but new year, had to do some re-strategizing and all those type of things. But we about to get into it. I'm just make sure everything right. A little minute, but new year, had to do, because that'd be the worst when you recording and your audio not right, and you do a whole video and it's no good. You feel me? But appreciate y'all joining in. Whoever might be joining soon. About to go ahead and get into it. Today, we're just going to do the basics. I'm going to go over the portfolio, see what's been happening. Then there's been a lot happening in the market these past few weeks, months. So I want to go over that, of course, some reaction videos, my top 3 stock plays, and just catch up a little bit, chat with y'all if anybody joining here. But let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, I know I like to start off with the fear and greed index first, just to see where everything's at right now. And for those of you who don't know what the fear and greed index, it's essentially like a meter that tells you where the market is at, where the market sentiment is at right now. So right now, as y'all can see, we're in greed. We're in neutral right now. So that's like in the middle. It's not too greedy. As you can see to the right, it's extreme greed. To the left is extreme fear. We're kind of in the middle right now. We had extreme fear, I think, before, around last November, October. We had crypto liquidate. I think it was like billions in crypto liquidated. And then after that, that was kind of a tail for the stock market. We took, I think, about a 5% dip in the S&P 500. High beta stocks got hit hard. My portfolio got hit pretty rough too. Like my hood went down, hit all-time highs, 150, went down to 110. Palantir got hit a little bit. Fubo got hit hard too. That's another story. But right now, the feed and grit index is currently at neutral. So that's cool. You know, I mean, you can see 1 week ago we was at fear, a month we was at fear. So as of right now, neutral, that's solid. Can't really complain with that. Now getting into the portfolio, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what's been happening with the portfolio. What's better? Probably this right here is the best bet. Zoom in a tad bit for y'all. So as you can see right here in the portfolio, currently we're sitting at $3,870 right now, which is pretty good compared to where we were at a year ago. Year over year, it's a new year. I started this portfolio a year ago, pretty much like last January. I started getting back on YouTube, reorganize this portfolio. How much money I'm putting in here? We're gonna say 100 a month right now. That's what I'm working with. This is the public portfolio, but right now, so a year ago we were at 2,500. We did a 50%, 52% return over the past year, which is great. My top 5 holdings right now is Nvidia, Meta, AMD, SoFi, and Zeta. If you want to see more of me building this portfolio out, some of the old stocks investments I had that I sold, I trimmed this portfolio up, I cleaned it up a lot, made it a little bit more concentrated. You can check out my channel from my old past videos for that. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that. Year to date, we had a great start to the year. The first 5 trading days is very crucial for the stock market from what I'm hearing. So if the S&P 500 closes above from where it entered starting the year, then that's usually a good sign. And this past week is up 1.66%, which is great. So they said that's pretty much accurate, like 85% accurate, that how the first 5 days of the year starts is how the year is going to pretty much end or flow. Now, I do expect some pullbacks this year, of course. People saying a crash. I don't know about a crash. I think we do see a cool correction. People saying 20%. I don't know. It's rare we get 2 back-to-back years with 20% from what I've seen. So if it does, that's why I'm stacking up some cash right now to really build up my cash position, some dry powder. So if that opportunity does present itself, I think I can go ahead and snipe some good options. What do you think of Bitcoin price? Right now, Bitcoin, I do have crypto in my portfolio. I can show you right now. I do have Bitcoin. I do have some Ethereum. I do have some BMNR, which is a levered Ethereum play. I think Bitcoin will trend back up. I'm not too big into crypto, but from what I've been hearing, we could see Bitcoin start to trend back up. But it really depends on risk if the market is risk on. Like last November, when we had November, we had that liquidation. That joint crashed, bro. Like Bitcoin fell crazy. Bitcoin fell crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and let me see where Bitcoin at. But like you see, right, I was saying first 5 days of trading days of the year, great this week. So that's a good sign for the market, of course. Bitcoin, the week is still down. Month is still down. 3 month is down 19%. So we're still hovering around that 90,000 right now. Let me move this. We're still hovering around that 90,000. I would love to see back in that 115 all-time highs. I do believe we can hit that this year, back to all-time highs, but I'm not too sure. It's the market has to be really risk on. So we just gonna have to see, in all honesty. Appreciate you, Brody. All right, cool. So what I was saying, so yeah, let's just go ahead and do a recap of my current portfolio right now and what I have in here. Just to start off the year, all right. So Nvidia, I plan on still holding Nvidia this year. I'm thinking of taking some profits. Honestly, I'm gonna probably sell 50, 60 bucks of Nvidia, build up some more cash. But as you can see, I'm up 89%, is roughly 20% of my portfolio. I think average price target for Nvidia this year is like 240 to 250 from what I've been seeing. Robinhood fair value right now says 240. So that's a what? From right now it's 180. That's 20. That's 60. That's a $60 increase from where we're at right now, which I think is pretty good. in my humble opinion. So Nvidia is definitely going to be a hold for this year. Not really interested in adding, looking to add in some more small to mid cap positions. Meta still undervalued here. I may add a little bit of Meta here and there. I might take that profit I took from Nvidia and put that into Meta currently at the moment. But right now, Meta is currently 10% of my portfolio, up 3.4%. So you can see I've been in Meta for a while. It hasn't been performing. Last year it was pretty much flat down for the most part. So I think Meta should outperform this year out of the Mag 7. Amazon and Meta right now will probably be my Mag 7 picks for the year. But Meta's still undervalued, of course. As far as AMD, my baby, I would not be opposed to adding more AMD right now. We all being honesty. If I'm being honest right now, if you've been following the channel, you know earlier this year, AMD was my biggest conviction play of the year. I was banging the table. I was. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all actually. Hold on. I'm gonna go to my channel and show y'all some of the videos I need to tap in, because I was screaming AMD, man. I was screaming AMD. Oh, actually, I can just share this tab instead, I think. You can see right here, I was pounding the table on AMD. Where was I at? Right here. Buy this stock and retire early, AMD. Buy now. Buy these now. This was AMD 7 months ago. So let's see. Channel, we cover all things business, investing in sneakers. So if you're interested, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you return to my channel, appreciate you for tuning back in. Right now, I'm going to. So I went through this past earning. Did I show y'all where it was at in the portfolio? VT percent. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Operating income 72%. Client and gaming up 28%. And they're just showing y'all what I'm doing. This is not financial looking like. You know, I'm not about to cap and tell you. This is just showing y'all what I'm doing. Okay, I didn't have it in here, but all in all, right here you can see where my average is. My average is at 121. I was buying AMD up like crazy. During that tariff drop last April. It's crazy. It's been pretty much a year already, man. It's crazy how fast time go. But yeah, AMD is 25% of my portfolio. I'm not against adding more here. I'm up 67% on this position, roughly 366. I'm not taking profits no time soon on AMD. AMD will have to get to like 500. I ain't selling until we hit the 500. Are all these options? No news hype 854. This is straight equity shares in this portfolio. I do have another portfolio as well. I'll give y'all a little peek real quick. It was kind of something sneaky just in the background. I do have some option plays right now. Like I have this just for y'all. I ain't be showing it. I pulled this up one time on a portfolio, but I haven't. This is just some in the background. But as you can see here, this is my retirement, my Roth IRA I'm building right now as well. So you can see I do have Zeta calls right now, $25 Zeta calls. I'm up 38% right now. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. These junks got hit like crazy during the sell-off October, November, December. Them junks was down. Them junks went to zero. Not gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be transparent. But they're making a comeback right now with Zeta. I'm gonna get into that too. I'm gonna definitely go into Zeta a little more, because that's one of my biggest convictions for this year. But Zeta, they had a big event at CES this past week. They announced a partnership with OpenAI, and that sent the stock soaring. So we're gonna get into that right now. But yeah, I do have some options I play around with. This is my Roth that I'm just building in the background. So that's that plus the regular traditional brokerage account. So let me go ahead and is Zeta and Fubo to play. Zeta for sure, Fubo yes, but you really gotta have a long-term outlook on Fubo because we just need guidance. It's just guidance right now. It's just guidance right now because the deal with Disney closed. The deal with Disney closed. The deal with Disney closed with Fubo, and it did see a nice pump. I can go a little more in depth of what I've been seeing with Fubo, but it's currently at like $2.50. It's only up from there. Like it can go down a little more, but considering they're combined with Hulu Live TV and the synergies that's going to come, it's easy a $5 to play. It's just management they've been shut lately and they haven't been given a lot of news, so it's just been weird, honestly. So we're gonna see. Zeta's definitely a good play. Fubo, if you're a long-term investor, I think it's a good asymmetric bet. Not gonna lie. Palantir, I've been trimming Palantir in my private portfolio. I have like about 100 shares of Palantir. I was buying at around 30s, 20s, 30s, year and a half ago. Can it go up this year? It could. I think it's going to stay flat, maybe bounce between that $180 to $200 range. So I'm not too sure about Palantir. Still a great investment long term, but it's ran up so much and the valuation is very, very high right now. So it's kind of like Ondas, I'm not too familiar with Ondas. I haven't done too much research, but I can't really speak on that honestly, bro. But I appreciate the comments. Appreciate it. So back to the portfolio. So AMD buy. As far as SoFi, SoFi was I was snagging SoFi up too as well. Average is $15.73 as well. Roughly 20% of their portfolio. I'm up 74%. Now they may take a hit this year because Trump literally just put a tweet out saying he wants to put a cap on interest rates for credit cards or interest rates this next year. So it's kind of like dang. It got me thinking, how is that going to affect SoFi, because they do give out credit cards and loans and stuff like that, and they're trying to be a low interest rate environment compared to competitors. So all the credit card companies can only do cap 10%. It may hit them a little bit, it may just hit them. We got to see how the market reacts to this tomorrow morning, and we got to see how the market reacts tomorrow morning. But we're gonna see from there, in all honesty. So we're gonna see how SoFi. But I think I can see SoFi hitting 35, maybe 40 this year. Anthony Nutt will do his thing and keep pushing. You know what I mean? So it's only up from here. Now, my baby Zeta. If you want to learn more about this position, you can go back to some of my old videos. Right, this one right here. I bought Fubo and Zeta call options, and then this one, Zeta Global, why I'm bullish. I did do a video on this. This is around when I started my position. So right here, on $15, I started my position, started building that out. So if you want to hear more about the company, stuff like that, I do need to do an updated one though. So that's going to come soon. That will be coming soon. But Zeta is my biggest conviction of the year, and I really want to add more to this position. It's ran up a lot this past week, as you can see. It's ran up 20% on the week. On the month is up 26%. Past 3 months, 19%. But year to date, up 20%. So that's a great start to the year. In all honesty, 22% of the portfolio, and I'm up roughly 44%. And we have a lot more to go. A lot more to go with Zeta. And this is kind of where I want to transition now, as far as just looking more into this Zeta. So right now, if we look at the year-over-year chart, we're back at roughly a year all-time highs. It was around $25 a year ago. So we're just getting back to all-time highs. As I'm saying, it's still a buy right now if you don't have a position. do your research. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, but we're just getting back to all-time highs. We may see a slight little pullback this week. We may not. It's in an uptrend right now, so it really kind of depends. It really does depend. But if you look at the 5-year chart, the all-time high is roughly $35. The year-over-year all-time high is 25 roughly. The all-time high is 35. So I think we head into 35, 38 in that range. And I've been getting more into technical, so I'm gonna pull up TradingView, what I've been using to kind of look more in depth into the charts and things like that. So let me go ahead and pull up TradingView. I've been getting better with this stuff, guys, too. So I know I ain't uploading in a little minute, but I've been studying, but trying to perfect my craft a little bit. So let me go ahead. I gotta minimize this real quick. And then I'm going to share a window, Zeta, share, add to stage. Okay, bet. What do you say? Do I follow any politician trades? Nancy Pelosi a little bit, but I think she just retired if I'm not mistaken. But I don't follow them directly, you know what I mean? But I keep a lookout. Like she did a trade with what's it called? That healthcare company. I forgot what it's called. But she one of the best politicians out there that's been trading, not gonna lie. Like she one of the GOATs. Maybe be with you on Zeta 10-year hold. Yeah, for sure. Zeta is getting a lot of hype on FinTwit right now, but my colleague Nick, the real Wealthmatica on X, I know him and he put me on a couple months ago before. He blew up crazy. Shout out to Nick. He blew up crazy these past couple months. And I'm proud because it's like, dang, I met him probably like a year ago and he wasn't even on X, you know, and he got an interview with the CEO and all that type of stuff. So it's crazy it's a beautiful thing who you can meet and network with online and really just collab with him and learn from him. He's good. He does research. I'm learning a lot from him right now. You know, I'm just trying to perfect my craft, of course. So we're gonna see what's up. But yeah, Zeta's definitely a good hold. Definitely a hold. Okay, now as far as this chart, so right now, TradingView, if anyone isn't familiar, it's kind of just where you can kind of see the candlesticks and stuff on stocks a little more in depth. I bought this during the Black Friday sale. They had a little good deal. So right now we're gonna pull up the 6-month chart. Now, as you can see, where I'm at. Okay, as you can see right here, just basic stuff. So these lines right here are trend lines. So what I've been doing is I just been seeing where Zeta has been trending at. Now, if you can see right here, peak to trough right here from the top of where Zeta was trading. You see right here how it was on a downtrend. Let me make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all follow me on the all platforms. You know what I mean. Y'all follow me on the platforms. You heard me. But as you can see right here, it's been in a downtrend. So let me see. Can I draw like a little box or something? Yeah. So right here, it was in like a downtrend right around here. From right here all the way down, downtrend. Now, if we zoom back on the 3-month chart, downtrend, 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 boom, it broke out of this downtrend right about here. Where this big green candle, I'm gonna go down low on the monthly chart. It broke out. So it wasn't a downtrend, but this green candle right here is what broke it out of this trend. See, this one or that one? I can't remember. I think it was this one right here. I'm putting a little sticker by it. But this right here, in the downtrend, it broke out on that OpenAI deal, and it's been trending upward right here. So just been monitoring, nothing crazy. I'm not an expert on charts and technicals and all that type of stuff. I'm not an expert by all means, but I'm just trying to teach myself how to read charts and stuff like that. Indicators, you can see the volume candles down here. RSIs and all that type of stuff. I ain't there just yet. I'll tell you that. I ain't there just yet. I'm gonna put this on the X real quick too. Hold on. I'm not there just yet. Copy link. But nah, I'm excited though. Definitely excited this year. For sure with the portfolio. Now, it's tricky how this market is going to be moving this year because it's a lot of catalysts and pullbacks, like things, what's it called, headwinds and tailwinds for the year, if we being honest. If we being honest. What you mean you're not able to post it? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna put this on X to see, just to see what we talking about. Just to see what they talking about. But a few of the headwinds that I've been seeing this year, I don't know what's one, the tariff pullback. The tariff pullback this year can possibly be a headwind for this year. The court, I think they delayed it on Friday. I thought we was getting a decision on Friday, but they delayed it. So that's one thing. We have a new Fed chair coming in, replacing Jerome Powell like halfway through the year. So the new Fed chair, don't matter which way they're going, they're bullish. They're bullish. So they'll be cutting rates this year. I don't think we're getting one this month, but for a new Fed chair, so you don't fight the Fed, and lower interest rates is just more liquidity. So that's going for the market. The biggest fears is the AI investment trade. A lot of people have been kind of like against that. They think it's a bubble. People think it's a bubble, but I think this next earnings call is definitely going to shut that up, and people are going to realize that we're here to stay. I was watching some of the CES event with AMD, NVIDIA. Robotics is not even taking off yet, bro. Robotics not even taking off yet. So it's like we got a long way to go. Very, very long way to go with the AI trade. But yeah, I just want to cover this Zeta real quick. Just a cool little chart. Just seeing how we breaking out. And what I just been learning with TradingView, with the trend lines, the moving day averages. That's what I've been focusing on. The moving day averages, trend lines. That's really it. You can see right here, downtrend. Then we broke out of this long-term downtrend, and now we headed back up, essentially. So keep a lookout for that. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? So what I wanted to do next, I wanted to, let's see, let's go ahead and remove that. I wanted to do a reaction video to Earn Your Leisure, some of those fellas, top 3 stocks for the year, see what they talking about. We may have some similarities. Where is hold up. Stop screen. I think we'll have some similarities with them.
Ready?
T-Roy.
Oh man, here we go. Last year we had an incredible year. Shout out to everybody that wrote down the list. I'm gonna give the list. I'm gonna go over a few just because I think having some context and some details to it makes a lot more sense. So I'm gonna start with the ones that are obvious, that are in the portfolio, that will remain.
Appreciate y'all joining in J Rush TV. We cover all things business, investing, self-improvement. Right now, I'm doing a reaction video to Earn Your Leisure, their 2026 stock picks. I'm gonna give my top stocks for the year and just see what they have, some commentary, and let's go from there. Appreciate y'all. Make sure I hit that like button.
The portfolio. So TSM, we kind of highlighted that already. AMD is still in the portfolio. It will remain in the portfolio for 2026. Meta, and I'm going to stop on Meta really quickly because I didn't highlight it in the last class, and I wanted to save it for the top of 2026. Meta is a very interesting stock. We already know all the things in terms of social media and all of the assets that it has. We talked about the spending, the CapEx spend, but I think the most important spend that they had, and
not gonna lie, I wasn't a big fan of them. I'm a fan of them, but like it was a point like some time ago where the information they was providing just wasn't really helping me. I feel like they've been given more in detail these past couple months as far as like the industry and stuff like that. But now let's keep going.
Kind of got overlooked was this $2 billion acquisition of Manus. And so if that happened over the time we were off, you probably overlooked it. Probably like, oh, that doesn't even make, what are they doing? I don't even know what that is. So why is that important? Well, Meta has spent a lot of money on
For
AI.
sure.
Part of it, the problem and why we've seen the stock pull back is that the spend hasn't equated to actually making money. Right?
Yet.
Like you have to, yet, keyword yet. The Manus acquisition changes all of that. Right?
That's
so
like when Durant went to the Warriors, bro.
So what does Manus do? They actually create AI agents that do real-time work. Like they do work now, right? And so why is that important? Because people were actually paying for those services. And so you purchase a company that has revenue. Now you bring that revenue into your company. Well, how much revenue were they doing? Well, Manus was the first, and not the first, the fastest company in history to have $100 million of annual rate of return. 100 million, fastest ever. They saw what they were doing. They said, look, we spent a lot of money. We have some debt. Well, a lot of debt that we're building. We need to get some revenue coming in. Let's figure out an AI company that is actually making money right now. Manus was that. They acquired it. I think that was a huge deal. So Meta is definitely on the list. We got GEV. We highlighted that a few months ago. Lily, what you talked about, Ian. Hood, we spoke about on the last episode.
Ooh, I'm definitely big on Hood this year, but they ran up so much last year. And with the crypto volatility, I don't know how they're going to do this year. Because crypto trades is definitely a big part of their revenue. So we're going to see. They did release prediction markets. So that's a possibility to replace that crypto revenue if it does take a hit. But we just going to have to see, in all honesty. We're just going to have to see.
Visa, and then I go into my memory sector with Micron. And Micron is a company I've been talking about for probably like, I know y'all are tired of it now, like 3 years. But you know, a lot of people are like, well, Micron's run, is it over? I mean, it went up 200%. And my answer is no. And here's why. When we think about TSM and their manufacturing, right? They're doing that for Broadcom. They're doing that for Google. They're doing that for Meta. Obviously, they're doing that for NVIDIA and AMD, right? We're talking about GPUs and CPUs, but inside of that component it needs to have memory, right? I don't care if Google says they're doing TPUs. You still need a memory component. Now I know Samsung will play a role in that, and we saw Samsung their numbers went up today. SK Hynix, right? This is the reason. If you look at the history of what these tech CEOs are doing, once a year they make a trip and they go to South Korea to sit down and figure out how they're going to get memory components. In fact, well, I'll save that for the next company. So that growth is still going to happen. In fact, they're projecting a top line growth of 93% for the fiscal year of 2026. So Micron remains on the list, as well as Western Digital. And that kind of goes into my SanDisk. So we got TSM, NVIDIA, we'll go with that, AMD, Meta, Micron, GEV, Lilly, Hood, Visa, Western Digital. NVIDIA, if you watched, and I know, Ian, you were watching it today, we saw Jensen at CES. Physical AI is a real thing. Physical AI is a real thing, and he went over it and in detail. We can't run from that. Autonomous vehicles are a real thing, and they've been working on that, and presentation was impressive. I think equally as impressive, and this happened at that last week of December, is their acquisition of Gronk. And we talked about this, and people were like, "What, Gronk? Isn't that what Elon has?" Well, same
different
name,
company. Yeah, different company.
The company was valued at $6.9 billion. 6.9. They weren't even for sale, right? NVIDIA offered them, and they actually took it, $20 billion. So almost 3 times what the company was actually valued at. Why?
That's crazy. Like, so what I got to understand is it's so many layers to this AI trade. Like, so like with NVIDIA, you got the hardware, the GPUs, CPUs. You got Zeta, which is the software play, you know, the marketing, AI agentic play, which is a subsidiary of this whole AI play and how they're building that out. But you got your memory, you got your data center build out. You got to cool it. You got to cool these data centers. So it's different layers to this infrastructure build out. So you kind of just got to find your niche and where you think the most upside is. Not even the most, but what makes sense. Energy. We're so constrained on energy right now with this AI play right now. It's ridiculous. So that's why I'm trying to look into some energy plays this year to add to the portfolio, because we need more energy. It's too much. And when you buy these data centers, it's not like you're buying 1, 2 GPUs, you need thousands. You need a full rack. You need a whole. It get deep, man. It get deep, but it's so many different plays to this. AI is the big trade, but there's so many other companies and people that's going to benefit from it. You know, like I said, with hardware, software, infrastructure, energy, all those type of things. For sure.
They were finding mastery in an area that NVIDIA wasn't finding mastery, and that is language processing units, LPUs. So add that to your PUs, right? We talked about CPUs, GPUs, TPUs, XPUs, LPUs, language processing units. So those it's a different approach than the GPU, it's a different design, and it makes specific models, right? So why say, let's try to create when we have a cash load of money, let's go acquire. And so they acquired Gronk. I thought that was a very big acquisition. NVIDIA is still going to be the lead in the GPU market. We know that. They talked about Rubin today. I mean,
shipping out. Oh my
gosh. Yeah. Okay. But that isn't my number one company of the year. My number one company is going to be Google.
You motherfucker.
It's going to be Google.
We're on the same page.
So the TPU performance, we've seen with Gemini. I mean, Gemini has now rivaled, if not passed, OpenAI for the time being in terms of GPTs, and it's being powered by those TPUs. So first thing, I think the SpaceX investment comes into play this year. Right, the SpaceX investment is very important. In 2015, when people weren't looking, they were like, "Why are they investing in SpaceX? This company that is aerospace." Well, they had vision. Sundar has vision, and the vision is coming to life. Why? And we talked about this on class. Right, when we think about the CapEx spend for AI, well, there's a couple places it goes. Number one, it goes to infrastructure. Okay, well, if we can't build here, can we build outer space? Well, yeah, we can send satellites out there. Okay, well, the next thing that compounds is energy. Well, it costs us energy here, liquid cooling, nuclear power plants, all this infrastructure we got to put online. Well, if we're not in this atmosphere, where do we get our energy from?
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms, not naming names.
You need energy. You need energy to power all this stuff.
You got infinite energy, you got infrastructure. The next thing is cooling, right? Like these chips don't work without liquid cooling. If you watch this,
they've been talking about space too.
Today, when he talked about that Rubin chip, he talked about the liquid cooling that was inside, right? Because it's necessary. If it's not at that temperature.
Appreciate y'all joining in. We currently just doing a reaction video. Earlier in the stream, we went over my public investment portfolio. So if y'all want to rewind and watch that, just kind of give an overview, some of the positions I'm in, Zeta, AMD, NVIDIA, things like that. Right now, top 3 stocks of the year, EYL, YouTubers I like, good guys, owners of InvestFest, they going over the top picks. At the end, I'm gonna give my top stocks of the year, things like that. But make sure y'all, oops, it's the wrong one. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for me, man. I appreciate that.
Temperature, the chips will shut down, they won't work. But outer space, you're talking about a temperature that's stagnant. It stays remaining, it's cool. So from that standpoint, now I look at the 2015 acquisition, I'm saying, oh my gosh, they're working with Tesla. There's something here.
Perfect timing.
That's going to turn into $1 billion investment. We already know when SpaceX has its IPO at some point this year, that'll add to the revenue for Google. And then the last piece is the Samsung part. So last year, Samsung confirmed that they had Gemini in 400 million devices, right? 400 million Samsung devices had Gemini. They are projecting.
Gemini is a large language model. For those who don't know, it's a competitor to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the more popular one, mainstream, widestream one. Gemini is probably the top 2 right now. Google is giving them a run for their money, not gonna lie.
And have confirmed.
I wish I would have got in Google at the 150s, but I was buying AMD in the hundreds and the 80s. So it's I only got but so much money, brother. That's the thing when investing. You only got but so much money. You got to prioritize where you put your capital at. Google was a great play, but I was focusing on AMD at the time. You know, you got to be a sniper. You can't be a scattered Uzi with a switch. You gotta be a sniper when it comes to investing.
That number.
I've learned last year, because in the past I was over diversified, putting 100 here, 100 there, 200 here. Like, no, you need to concentrate your portfolio into a couple good positions, you know, and do your due diligence in those so you can see a greater upside when it does hit. That's why this portfolio now, I got roughly 5 positions because I want to be a little more concentrated and focused and not throw 100 here and just let it sit when I can build out another position for a long-term play. If y'all get what I'm saying, for real, you know.
It's going to double in 2026. They're going to have Gemini in 800 million devices. Why is that important? Well, you got Apple already on your books, right? Because you've already done the deal with Siri. Anytime you do a search engine on Apple and they renewed that, that's going to be Google. Now you got Samsung, which is the other competitor, 800 million devices that are going to be using your Gemini product. You add that into it, it's like, okay, I see what they've done here, right? You add all those things up.
Google's OZ.
They took away, and they took away everything Apple should have done. Yeah,
I sold Apple. I had a good position in Apple. I sold out of that earlier last year. And I'm glad I did.
Those are the stocks. Those are my stocks of the year for 2026. Write them down, track them, and we'll come back here in December, see what we did.
And that was definitely something that we went over in EY University also last month. Not only did he give those stocks, but it was like a 3-hour breakdown. The whole investment club was on. They talked about crypto.
Now, as far as me, I'm gonna go back to my portfolio right now. Currently, my top two in this portfolio right now is AMD and Zeta. Top two, but I'll say top three in this portfolio: Meta, AMD, and Zeta. My top three positions for this year. Just to give y'all a little bit of recap, Zeta, we already up 44%, like on this already, and I can see, like I said, getting this back to 50. It's back to pretty much back to all-time highs a year ago that was at last February. They should be reaching gap profitability next quarter. And then I think two more tailwinds for the company is the short report legal case that's going to be wrapping up, I think, by March, according to research and Wealthmatica. What I've been seeing, he's been saying by end of March, has been his prediction. And then we have the gap profitability, which is going to send us to the moon. And some hedge funds can't even invest in companies until they're profitable. So once that comes, this joint going to the moon, brother. Top three plays. So that would be, like I said, Zeta. Next will be my AMD investment. Lisa Su. We trust in Lisa Su. Like I said, I was buying AMD in the 120s, 100s. Like, I can't, like, that's why I wasn't in Google. Google would have been a good play, but you only got so much money. But just to show y'all where I was buying. I was buying at 176 almost a year ago when it was high, and it crashed. 205 I was buying. When it fell all the way down, I was buying at 127, 114. I was buying in the $80 range, 80s. I was buying in the $90 range. And then it hit all-time highs at like 260, bro. Like, year over year, it hit up to 260. I definitely see that getting back. It's just been consolidating, hit the all-time high, came back down, consolidated, and it's going to come back up. You know what I mean? So, definitely a good play. And then I have my my Meta. Meta is going to be the top, my third one, Meta for the year. I'm probably going to add a little more this week. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put a Q in to buy $15 of Meta for tomorrow. And then I'm actually going to put a Q in to buy. It's crazy. I just bought another share of Zeta, I think, last week too. What price I bought at? I bought another share. Oh, that was December 22nd. I bought another share at $18. It's at 25 right now. Things move fast. I'm gonna go ahead and cop. We might see a pullback this year, so I'm gonna go ahead and cop. I'm gonna cop another half a share. Put that in the queue. Half a share of Zeta. For this week, in all honesty. Go ahead and do that. So those are my top three positions right now. Trying to keep this for under an hour. We're at 44 minutes. So if y'all got any questions, for sure, put that in the comments for me. Okay, that's a bet. We're gonna watch this other video and wait for a good price. Yeah, I mean, even right now, it's still undervalued. So even if you start a position now, you're still good. It may come back down. I think just add more. I'm really considering adding more to Zeta this week. As y'all can see, that call option expires this Friday. So we're going to see how that plays. But whatever profit, break even, maybe a little bit of loss I have on that, I might just buy shares. But I'm also been looking into Nebius as well. Now, that's my top 3 plays for that portfolio. Now, for my private portfolio, I'm definitely going to say, and if I don't follow me on Blossom, y'all can follow me on Blossom right here. Hold up. Where you can literally track my portfolio and all that type of things. But I've been building out. I started a position in Nebius, which is a full stack. It's a full stack data center play. So I might do a video on that, kind of my thought process on that for sure. But for right now, it's going to be Zeta, AMD, and Nebius, top 3 in my private portfolio. There's a whole bunch of other plays too. Actually, let me go on my X account because that might give y'all a better. That can let me see. Let me go on my X account real quick. How do I go to my profile? Here we go. So if y'all don't follow me on X, y'all can definitely give me a follow here. But let's see where I was saying. This was my end of year allocations, and I'll kind of wrap the video up with this because I'm currently at 46 minutes. I might be able to get a video in, but this is my portfolio at the end of the year. You can see Palantir at 18%, AMD at 15% of the portfolio, Zeta at 14, Hood at 12, NVIDIA at 10. My top 5 positions right here. Of course, I still got SoFi, Meta. This is everything that's in my portfolio right now, so this gives you a good bird's eye view of what I'm looking at. No cap. I put this on January 6th. Year-over-year performance, as you can see on my Blossom, was 43%. So we did very good last year. This is my private portfolio, not the public one that I have that I've been showing you all. Go back real quick. You can see right here, thinking of buying more Zeta next week. Average is 1649, 16% weighting, and I did do a I did the top. Okay, my top picks for 2026 right here. So this is where I have my top picks for 2026 right here. So as you can see, we got Zeta, of course, as I've been saying. I have Meta, Amazon, Elf, Nebius, Fubo, Celsius. These are my top picks for 2026. And yeah, I see a lot of good in the future for these stocks for this year. Document on this video. We're gonna see. It could be bad, could be good. We're gonna see how these play out. But I appreciate y'all tuning in though. Appreciate the love and support. I think we had like 4 or 5 people watching at one time, so that's dope. Definitely about to get back into live stream and posting more videos for sure. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and appreciate everybody that interacted with the chat. And yeah, clip that. We out. JRoss TV. Stay up, man.